Hailey Bieber did this interview with Elle Magazine, right? Where she opened up about her marriage to Justin Bieber. Can I just say, side note, can I just say these celebrity interviews are so fucking extra and so painful to read. Like the first sentence of this interview, the first sentence is the intro. Hailey Bieber admits she loves seasonal lattes, even though I know it's basic. Well, as long as you know. Like, I have no idea. What the fuck? Like, it's always like they were wearing a cotton t-shirt and Madewell jeans with Gucci loafers, blending in perfectly with the tiny, small, quaint, cottage-like corner in this very normal, approachable environment that, for just a moment, I forgot she was a megastar and bajillionaire. She was nice and she treated me like a human. Like, it's so extra. But anyway, here are some usable quotes from the interview. When we first got married, we were just figuring out our life together. I felt like putting a wedding in the middle of all that would be really hectic and stressful. I should let this go, but I won't. Sorrow. Okay, hold on. Isn't this like the 400th fucking time that they talk about how problematic their marriage is? It seems like every other interview, like, oh, so we're now getting over our problems. Oh, now we're getting over this problem. Now we're going, like, my biggest issue is that they are so young for shit to be this real. Like, it's one thing to say, like, you know that I always love people talking about their fights, and like we talked about in a previous episode where I'm like, I wish people were more transparent about their relationships. But it's one thing to be like, you know, I don't know, he's not as neat as me, and it just drives me crazy, versus being married to someone so sick, can't get out of bed, everything hurts, he has to go into therapy every day, and he has mental ill. Like, it's just so much. Like, we have another quote. It was months of me being a new wife trying to help him figure out what was wrong and what was going on. I just also want to remove this like stigma that love has to be so fucking miserable, like this marathon uphill in San Francisco in desert sun with ankle weights on. Therefore, marriage is this like daycare jail, you know? Also, in this docuseries episode, which one is it? Doesn't matter, but listen, they have this rule that no phones when they're in bed, you know? And I can understand how like some couples who are like so busy, they don't get that time together, how that would be like a thing that they do. And I could see Justin like needing this rule because I'm sure he's hard to ground. A Pisces, classic science at it again. But listen, I get it because this sounds very like self-help, healthy. Like if you were to Google like, how do I bond with my partner more? Phones off or no phones in bed. Like in theory, this is what you should do in a relationship. It's so like, their life is so jam-packed with like, work and tours and marketing and bad singles, blah, 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 blah. But like, for example, so 3 out of 5 people on my team this morning were like, yeah, actually, that's a nice idea, you know? And I was like, oh, I get it. You're not AD. App dependent like myself. For me, it's gonna be a no-go. I need to comfortably TikTok in bed at my leisure. I need my memes at my leisure. Like if my boyfriend were to look at me and be like, hey, no phones in bed, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Night Twitter is about to start popping off. What are you talking about? If there were no phones in bed rule, I would have missed Nikki and Meek. I would have missed it. You don't want that for me. Love me for me. Also, my boyfriend's version of this fucking rule is moving the TV. Oh, I'm pissed about it, and you know that I am, sir. You move the TV into the living room, and you're like, it's more comfortable there. I like it better in the living room. Well, of course you do. Of course you do. You have more room to be on your Switch. You have more room to be on my laptop playing the war game. You have more room for your bong that you have not cleaned in years. You know? It's the color of a cigarette filter. Oh, I said it. It's awful. You know what I mean? And then it's more comfortable for you to watch your war documentaries about the Bay of Pigs. How many times are we going to talk about what happened? I know exactly what happened. I could tell you, wiki it, when I'm done watching the JFK interviews. You know? And you get to lay down on the couch, you know what I mean? Like you're suffering from rigor mortis with your 400-pound legs on me, and you ask for a foot rub every 6 minutes on the dot. Of course you like being in the living room. So I'm going to be in the bedroom. I'm gonna be in the bedroom, ticking and a-talking. Back to Hailey, God damn it. She's so sad, you know? And she's not like, when you watch this documentary, she's not like a wife. She reminds me of like literally assisted care nurse. Like that's the vibe that I get from her. And I didn't know this. I learned it from like you guys commenting on the YouTube videos about her family dynamic, that her dad suffered from drug abuse and alcoholism, you know, and the mom stayed with the dad through all of that. And he had an affair with his masseuse, which is so tacky. It's so tacky. Oh, the predictability is just disgusting. You know, I would have divorced him just for that. Be creative, you know? But I think that since she lived through that, I think that Hailey thinks that love is actually supposed to be this fucking hard, you know? Someone hug her, embrace her, bosom to bosom, skin to skin, like I do with newborn babies, you know? So I think she's throughout the documentary, she talks about healing. And I just feel like she's trying to fix Justin with like her love and her love of Jesus. She loves Jesus so much, you know? And I think it's like wearing her down. Like, look at this clip from the docuseries entitled, Get You to Love Me. I mean, Seasons.
People who used to have a drug problem, when they get sober, the pleasure centers of their brain don't work the same. So what NAD does is it actually helps to repair that part of the brain. It helps to repair your pleasure centers to balance them back out.
Like, the wrinkles that this man would give me, okay? Like, and they have only been married for 2 years in September. For 2 years. And you know what? I bet you it's like fucking dog years to Hailey. 7 years each, you know? And what does Justin give Hailey? Exactly what she needs. She needs somebody to take care of. Oh, you like that? That's my show. Weekdays, live, 12:30 p.m.